Did you know that the NSA is working with Gogo, which is the in-flight wireless that most airlines use, to monitor your web traffic, of course. Now, usually they'd have backdoor access to your web traffic, but Gogo is actually working with the NSA, and a letter was leaked to Wired, and we've got a bit of it. This is Gogo's attorney, Karis Hastings, talking about what they've been doing. In designing its existing network, Gogo worked closely with law enforcement to incorporate functionalities and protections that would serve public safety and national security. So normally, when we are at home, they've built in these backdoor things, and this is what Google is doing, and this is what AOL is doing, and Yahoo. These backdoor ways for the NSA to do this, and nobody really knew what were they doing. Now they're directly working with them. This seems bad.
It doesn't seem good.
Are you with me, Jimmy?
It doesn't seem, even in 35,000 feet, they got an eye on you, right? It's, I wasn't surprised, you know? I mean, if they're gonna tap my phone, but are you surprised that it's the companies working with them? You think that's the thing that makes this worse?
I guess blatantly working with them seems worse to me, but I guess somebody out there would probably argue, well, this is on a plane. And when we think plane, we think terror, right? So if there was ever a place that you'd want to be proactively working with the NSA, it's not what I think, this is what somebody out there is thinking, this is the place, because they could be texting with someone on the land about where the plane is, et cetera, et cetera. But again, do your protections outweigh your liberties and things of that nature?
So here's what I want to point out, that for people who are pro-spying, and for people who are just kind of casual listeners out there, they have this false premise that spying equals safety, right? Spying equals safety. Well, we want safety, so we got to have spying. But it's not. I mean, you have to, let's just break it down a little bit, okay? So first, the spying agency has to properly gather the information, then they have to safely store that information, then they have to competently retrieve that information, then they have to process that information, then they have to make sense of that information, and then use that information and follow through for us to have any sense of security. And through this entire process, it takes money, 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 and money. Someone's spending money and someone's making money. Okay, so this goes back to the entire nonsense with Booz Allen making all those billions of dollars data mining. So we have a program initiated by the government that says we need safety, and to get safety we need to have data. And we can't just get data out of thin air, so we got to collect and store it. So they hire their buddies who make billions and billions of dollars. And what did those guys do with all that data? We had the Boston bombers. All that data they collected have not stopped one terrorist attack.
Well, I saw Mike Rogers and Dianne Feinstein on a Sunday morning show last summer, and on CNN, and Candy Crowley said, what's the state, with all the spying, how are we doing? And they said, well, we're in bigger risk than ever. Things are more dangerous now than ever. And you're like, well, wait a minute, all this, and Candy Crowley said, that's the exact opposite of what I expected to hear you say, that with all the spying and all this intrusion into our privacy, we're less secure now than ever. So so we're not any more secure with this.
You know what?
And all they want to do is keep fear mongering so they can keep doing this data mining and keep funneling billions of dollars to their buddies at Booz Allen. And Mike Rogers said he's not going to run for office again. I guarantee you he's going to be a lobbyist for one of those goddamn information gathering. He's definitely going. That guy is corrupt as corrupt could be.
Yeah, well, he already got a radio show, so
there you go.
So he already got that to keep the fear mongering going. But this reminds me of a great Chris Rock bit about how the cops need a certain amount of crime. So the people that are in charge of the NSA, they need a certain amount of fear to keep us giving away our rights, and we recklessly and consistently do it. By the way, the wiretapping law that allows the backdoor access that we were talking about is from a 1994 law involving telecoms, but so that was basically before the internet as we know it, which I also think is the problem here, that we're talking about laws that were put in place before we weren't all walking around with smartphones at the time, right? Isn't that part of the problem as well?
There are a lot of problems here, and I feel like privacy is dead. It's just gone, and every day we come to just accept it more and more. And it's gone everywhere. There are surveillance cameras everywhere. They track your, just everything from your, corporate companies and corporations tracking all of your spending habits and viewing habits online, to government agencies actually spying on you. And if it did anything of value to us, maybe I could accept it, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't add any, doesn't make us any safer. All it does is, it's like, 1984. I mean, I just keep going back to that book, right? So in that book, their wall was their TV, and then the government watched them through their own TV. Well, that's exactly what's happening now. The government's watching us through our phones, through our computers. They can turn on the camera on your computer. You don't
Isn't
even.
that amazing that Orwell foresaw all this?
All
back
this.